Hey, Sean Washington back again with another movie review. So this is my review for the movie Black Panther. Black Panther is a movie by the same director. I think he made Fruitvale Station, and so they gave him the opportunity to make this movie. If you enjoy that movie, this is a completely different movie. The movie is about Black Panther. If you don't know anything about Black Panther is a Marvel character in the cinematic universe also, and basically he is a character who has the power of a panther god. Yeah, I know it sounds ridiculous, but the movie actually plays it up very well. They don't make it too obscene. And so the movie is about a guy named T'Challa. T'Challa, he is the king of Wakanda. And as such, he has this power. Think of it as like, what was that movie called? Kind of like all those, ever seen Planet of the Apes? And at the end of the movie where Caesar has to beat and be the most dominant ape to be the king. Same concept, so the strongest and the smartest warrior is also the king. That's kind of how it works in society. So as such, the king is also endowed with the Black Panther powers. But to be the Black Panther, you have to win against anyone who challenges you. The only stipulation is that you can't have the Black Panther power, because the Black Panther power is such an advantage on anyone you fight that is really unfair. So the story jumps off immediately. In my opinion, why the movie is so, one of the reasons, of the main reasons why it's so well received, is because it just kind of jumps into Black Panther. There's no origin story of note. You have to wait an hour until he actually gets his powers. It just kind of hops right in. 100% is T'Challa. He's established. He's the Black Panther. Bam. And so the movie jumps off right away. The music is really well. The art direction is very well. The script I really enjoyed. The most powerful scenes is when, like I said, when the Black Panther lost his powers and he had to fight. Because in this movie is the only time you really felt that he can actually get wounded and actually potentially die. A lot of movies when, let's say Superman for instance, you don't really think he's gonna die because he's Superman. He can fly through a sun and blow it up and still be okay. T'Challa, when he loses, he's just a human. He's just a guy, and he uses his brains more than his bronze when he loses his powers. And that's kind of how it plays off even in his scenes throughout the movie, that he uses his brain more than his body, which makes him a much more unique character. There's a lot of fun banter between him and his sister, which you'll come to love. And the actual universe they make, personally, I know Marvel movies do not get nods and Oscar roles for design, music, anything like that. They don't get, Oscars are kind of against that. But in this movie particularly, if they are not nominated for Best Art Direction and Best Costume Design, someone in the Oscars needs to be shot. Like, don't do that now. Like, I'm not saying go shoot on an Oscar. I'm just saying, like, it would be a travesty on monumental proportions, because this movie did a great job. That's one of the reasons why this movie did so, because people just want to see all the stuff they actually did and made. It was actually very beautiful. So the movie starts off is that there's a guy, his name is, I think, Eric Killmonger. He's actually in the comic books. He's a little different, but same principle. He's someone who is an outcast of Wakanda, the native country that they're in, and he wants to come back and be king. So that's how the story kind of plays out. It's a story about redemption. It's a story about making the right decision, standing up for the bigger people. I didn't mention this, but Wakanda is basically a country where they have vibranium, which is a very, very, very expensive resource, and so they sell it to different countries, and because of that, it kind of keeps their economy up. Also, because of that, vibranium is such an advantage technology-wise that they kind of supersede everyone in technology, and they can sell the technology to anyone else. So it's like it's like having basically super oil. Regular oil you get maybe 20 miles per gallon. Well, super oil you get 1,000 miles per gallon. How much are you gonna pay for super oil? It's kind of like that. That's kind of how it plays out. And it's like I said, it's a very well done movie. If you don't know anything about a Black Panther, if you look it up, a Black Panther is nothing but a black cat. That's it. There is no actual species for a Black Panther. A lot of times it's in Africa, it's just a jaguar whose fur happens to be black. Period. And so Eric Killmonger in the movie, he represents a jaguar, like a regular jaguar, and T'Challa represents a black panther. They're the same species, and they're supposed to come off as being equivalent to each other. And I thought that was really well done in the movie. So basically, the only difference between Killmonger and T'Challa is that T'Challa is he's more humanitarian. He wants to help people out. He doesn't want people to die. Killmonger, his hope story in the movie is that he'd been kicked out. He basically was an outcast of Wakanda from birth because his father did something heinous as a crime, so he was kicked out. And so he had to do so many things to get back to Wakanda. And Wakanda is such a rich country that is also they don't want to be known to be super rich. It's kind of secretive. And he's like, y'all have so much money and so much ability to actually make huge change in the world. Y'all refuse to. Y'all should. So like I said, it's also about protest and doing other things throughout the world. And so during the movie, you agree with Killmonger because he wants to invoke change. He wants things to happen. His cause is just, but the way he goes about it is manipulative and wrong. He just wants people to die. And at the end of the movie, T'Challa kind of sees both sides of the story. And the movie lets even the viewers get to decide. At the end, they don't even tell you who you should or should not root for. It's just a winner through battle, but the battle of ideas is still out there, and that's done really well. So if you had to give it, if that's me, I'll give the movie an 8.75 out of 10, maybe even a 9. My biggest problem with the movie is actually the action scenes. Sadly, the action scenes are a lot to be desired for, except two instances in the movie where T'Challa loses his Black Panther power. The reason this is, I say, only except those two, because T'Challa has these technology that literally absorbs kinetic energy. So you really can't even hurt him. Like even in that last scene in the movie where T'Challa and, no surprise, Killmonger, the antagonist of the movie, they fight with their suits on. They can't even really hurt each other. Because I mean the technology is so advanced that they really can't do anything. And so it's really kind of played out slightly. There's one scene during the climax. There's a scene where people are hitting T'Challa and he's supposed to be surrounded and there's no way for him to get out. He just does this. It's very silly. They should have depowered him more and let him be more vulnerable during the movie. So like when he would be attacked by his own men, like I said, you will see how it plays out. Trust me. When he's attacked by his different technology, always from his own technology, he can be injured. They should have said, like, if he's attacked by this, he can really be hurt. Then when he gets attacked, it'll be like, okay, he has this suit, but it's not impenetrable. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, the movie was really well done. The music was done. The script was well done. Like I said, the set design, the music, everything was really, really, really well done. I think they're going to make a Black Panther 2. Like I said, they don't need to go back to his background or anything like that. They don't need to go back to saying like he had 8 PhDs. Yeah, you didn't know. And the comic books, T'Challa goes to like Cambridge, Harvard, all these high level schools and obtains like 8 PhDs. So when he comes back, he's not just the most physically gifted, but also the most credentialed, the smartest person there. They don't really show that on the movie, but like I said, they show it in the way of how he thinks things through, how he actually listens, how he processes information. So he's really smart in the movie. And like I said, it's an 8.75. I think you should go and watch it. It's probably one of the best Marvel movies out there. It has a very emotional punch. Like I said, if the action scenes don't really get you, it's okay. They're just kind of there for fluff. The story is there. So, Shannon out.